All right, so welcome to this class on moods and emotions. And if you found out about this on Facebook or from my newsletter, or if you're watching on YouTube, those are all great ways to connect to me and to our community of oil users who can help support each other in this journey of using essential oils for all types of things. And moods and emotions is really one of the reasons that a lot of people, one of the top reasons people come to essential oils or seek out natural solutions in general, is to help with dealing with stress, anxious feelings, different life circumstances. They're really, really powerful. And so I am thankful that you have chosen to join us today to learn a little bit more about this topic that is really loaded and really packed. And I feel like even though I have 60 some slides, I'm just barely going to scratch the surface. So let's dig right in. Are you ready to feel good more often? That's really what this is about, right? People want to feel better. And so whether it's a quick fix that's synthetic or something that's a lifestyle change, that's a commitment, or something like using an essential oil, people look to different ways to support their bodies. And this is really a commitment that's going to be a lifelong decision. And we recommend that you look at changing your lifestyle, not just looking for that quick fix, although essential oils can certainly change moods and emotions very, very quickly. We always want to look at getting to the root cause and what's really going on. So what we're going to look at today is the science behind emotion and essential oils. As I said, I won't dig into that super, super deep just because it is a huge topic, but I will give you resources so that you can dig more if that's something you want to do. We'll look at tools and habits for healthy body chemistry and some practical emotional wellness steps so that you can take action now and start getting relief and start feeling better right away. This topic really interests me a lot because this is something that I use essential oils for on a regular basis. And sometimes it is just needing to release emotions that have been pent up. Sometimes it's needing to deal with stress or nerves or anxious feelings or sadness in the moment. A lot of times it's related to hormonal changes monthly for me, needing to take the edge off, feeling irritable, or needing to have more mental focus and energy. So these are all some reasons that I use oils. And I would love if you have an experience using essential oils and you're joining me live, type in the comments something that has helped you with your moods or emotions with essential oils or doTERRA supplements. I know other people would love to read some of those testimonials from people other than from me. So you are created to function as a whole. And this is really important that we are nourishing all of the areas on this little diagram. The spirit, mind, and body are inseparably connected, and they do communicate at the cellular level. So when we're looking at the cells, your body is made up of intelligent cells that are wired to restore your health. And that's a beautiful thing. With essential oils, we know they work on the cellular level. This is really powerful. It just means your body is brilliantly designed and it naturally wants to be balanced and whole. And there are a lot of things that can interfere with that and upset that balance. And essential oils can help remove some of those interferences, along with a lot of other natural therapies and supplements and things that we'll talk about a little bit. But there's also, your body wants that support. And so that's what essential oils do. They support those body systems so that your body can get back to its business of healing itself. Emotions are simply information carrying molecules that bind to and react with cell receptors. They get into the cells and they do impact cell function and behavior. So we were talking about how amazing your body is on the last slide. And we want to listen to what our bodies are trying to teach us. To learn the language of your body, you do need to know what emotions are. This is what they are and how they communicate. Neuroscientists have discovered this, that emotions are information-carrying molecules and that this is how they behave. So in other words, emotions in their smallest and most basic form are chemical molecules. And this image just shows the cell receiving those molecules on one of its receptors. It's a very simple diagram here, but it just shows how receptors are molecules that function as senses or scanners, kind of like our eyes and ears taking in information. And the receptors gather in a cluster at the surface of a cell, just waiting for a chemical to attach a message. And then that new information is received inside the cell, which impacts your energy level, your behavior, and your mood. It is fascinating to discover what emotions are and how they really affect our health. Emotions are processed throughout the entire body because they're chemicals. They're not limited to the mind. They flow and they're processed throughout the body. And science reveals there are complex neural processing functions in the mind and in the heart and in the gut. And these are often referred to as the three brains. They are neural networks with independent memory and intelligence. This means you can actually process feelings in each of these three brains: the mind, the heart, the gut, or also known as the logic and intellect, the subconscious mind, which directs over 90% of behavior, our intuition. There are more neural pathways that run from the heart to the brain than from the brain to the heart. Think about that. And then gut, where that gut feeling, 90% of the body's serotonin and other feel-good chemicals are actually produced in the gut. So when people talk about a gut feeling, it's not just some type of abstract concept. It's a real thing. The mind is like a conductor. It directs the body to feel emotionally and behave physically. The heart discerns the messages that our brain receives, and then the gut responds accordingly, which means it distributes health or illness to the rest of the body. And we talked about this last week. We had a class about our immune systems and how the gut also houses 70 to 80% of our immune system. So you're getting the picture that taking care of our gut really, really has an impact on the rest of our body as well. All right, so isn't that kind of amazing? The power that your body holds to help you choose wellness and how your three brains instinctively process every life experience. So when we know that and we're taking care of these different areas of health, we feel better. It just equals wellness, right? And so we're going to use this little diagram of this lady to kind of describe and to show some different experiences and reactions and processing that result in how she feels. Okay, so this is related to your beliefs. We're going to talk a little bit about how your beliefs affect your emotions and your emotions affect your beliefs. This is a whole science in itself that you can delve into more. This will be a really simple explanation. So your three brains instinctively process every life experience. Maybe you felt a little like this lady here, especially being kind of sheltered in place at home currently with what's going on in the world. And so she's having this life experience that's pretty overwhelming and demanding, right? Have you ever felt like this? Of course, we all have at different times, maybe not this exact scenario, but this moment is immediately recorded in her subconscious mind, this life experience that she's having. And so she starts processing it. Each brain kind of sends its own message. The mind might think, I have to figure this out. It's my responsibility, right? And the heart says, I feel overwhelmed, or maybe I'm holding on to too much here. And the gut reinforces, I'm stuck, or I don't know what to do. And then a biochemical reaction occurs. So you might feel conflicted, confused, or even notice an unsettled stomach, right? We've all had that with different emotional experiences. Your stomach starts to feel unsettled. You feel a little queasy or nauseated, or start having stomach issues. The negative reactions are the consequence of conflicting messages, which disrupt the internal balance. And this results in disconnection, or also known as dis-ease, the root of where the word disease comes from. Then it starts to affect our beliefs. So when we think and feel something simultaneously, a new belief is created. In this example, she now concludes, I'm just not good enough. How many of us have thought that, right? I'm not enough. We're always reinforcing old beliefs or planting new ones. Nurturing a belief produces fruit. So if we think of it in those terms, are you cultivating a good seed or a weed? right? This woman, I think she really needs some balance. If you have your balance oil handy, go ahead and put some on. If you've got oils, actually, make sure they're kind of close to you while we're doing this class, because I would love for you to experience them right along with the class. And even kind of just close your eyes and think about how you're feeling. Maybe you'll notice that there's a little hint of head tension or stomach discomfort. Maybe your heart feels heavy or conflicted. Think about the activities and the habits of this last week. And maybe you'll kind of discover a weed that you want to remove. It might be a negative thought, a relationship, a substance. So we know that this pattern is happening all the time for all of us in different ways. And what kind of beliefs are you reinforcing? You can see, she's watering that belief in her mind, and she's watering that weed. What weed do you need to pull out? Maybe you have that thought pattern too. I'm overwhelmed. I feel stressed. If you feel like you know what that weed is, go ahead and jot it down. And if it's not, it's okay. Things will get kind of clearer as we go along. Maybe you'll think of some things as we're continuing to move forward. So essential oils support healthy emotions. We're going to talk about how that happens. I mentioned balance a second ago. We talked about the power of the body, the science of emotions, a little bit, scratched that surface. And essential oils are really effective at helping our emotional wellness. This mood blend is called Balance. How many of you are familiar with it? How many of you have used Balance out there? If you are here live, type in the comments how you've used Balance and why. It is calming and grounding to the central nervous system. It contains frankincense. We'll talk more about that later, but frankincense is a powerful cleanser and magnifier that really helps with processing. And you can apply this on your forehead. If you've got your balance oil handy, go ahead and apply it on your forehead or your temples, maybe even over your heart. Those are great areas for applying oils when you're dealing with moods and emotions. And then just share what kind of a shift maybe you felt when you applied it. My very first order, I got the top 10 essential oils, and I added Balance and Citrus Bliss because I just thought those sounded like two oils that I could really benefit from, that I would really like to use, that I would like to understand better, just because of the names. And I read what was in them and I thought, those just sound like oils I need. I knew almost nothing about essential oils. Okay. So for me, just to pick them out based on their names, that was a good job on the marketing department's part, right? The first time I smelled Balance and applied it, I felt like stress was just kind of melting away, and it became my stress oil blend. I kept it in my pocket, even just staying home. I just had it on me or accessible to me all the time. At that time, I had 3 small boys at home. I was homeschooling. My husband was gone for work a lot. He traveled about 2 weeks out of every month. He worked about 70 hours a week. He wasn't home much. And I definitely got overwhelmed at times. And I would take Balance into my closet or into the bathroom, somewhere where I could just have a minute to myself. And I would just smell it from the bottle. And I would apply it to my wrists, my temples, the kind of those pulse points. I got to where I wore it in a little vial around my neck all the time. I look back at pictures of myself during that time, and I always had this necklace with just this teeny little vial of oil. It had a cork on top so that it would allow the oil to diffuse through very slowly, and I would just smell it. I would hold it up to my nose and smell it often, and that was my first experience with an emotional support blend. Emotions and essential oils interact chemically because they're both chemically based. And so a powerful reaction occurs as they make contact within the body. Essential oils are very chemically complex, which is why each oil is able to have so many uses, so many different applications. Okay, so that's something you've probably felt, but most of us feel that well before we even know that fact, well before we even understand what essential oils are. Now, some people come into it wanting to understand the science first. Most people just come into using oils wanting to get results, and then they start getting curious. Maybe the first time they think, well, maybe that was a fluke. The second time they have a positive effect, they think, oh, well, you know, it could have just been something else in my environment or something I ate changed or something. And like about the third time that we have a powerful experience, we're like, okay, there's something to this. This essential oil thing is working and I want to know why. And that's usually when we start digging a little bit to understand and learn some of this. This is all tied to the limbic system of the brain. The limbic system is where we process emotions, also memories. It's also responsible for our hormones and our autonomic influence. So, influencing the body in all of these ways. And our fight or flight response, that's the autonomic influence, it's all affected by essential oils. We can affect all of these parts or these responsibilities of the limbic system of the brain with essential oils. This kind of shows where the limbic system is in the brain and how it's so closely connected to the olfactory bulb. It's very cool to see how close those are together, and really that affecting the brain from the outside is most possible through the nasal cavity. We'll talk a little bit more about that later when we talk about using oils aromatically, but this is why it's called aromatherapy, because smell is the fastest way to affect the mood and to get into the deepest parts of the mind brain. Okay, so aromatic inhalation, just we'll leave it at this, it unlocks and affects the amygdala and the limbic system of the brain. And it creates, when you inhale oils, it creates an immediate emotional impact. Okay, so we're going to come back to that. I don't want to get ahead of myself too much, but it's a simple diagram, but it's pretty easy to see why that's possible when you see how closely connected our sinus cavities, our nasal cavity is to the olfactory bulb, to the amygdala, to the limbic system of the brain. All right, so one drop of oil is really, really powerful. This is wild orange. And this is one that a lot of people have an immediate impact with as well. Citrus oils promote purification, detoxification, and this just means they're really effective at detoxing the cells and restoring proper cellular function. It's just amazing how biocompatible essential oils are with the body. So if you have some citrus oil handy, maybe go ahead and apply that or put some in your diffuser. Take a moment, really inhale that aroma from the bottle directly. Wild orange is one that people love to diffuse, and it can help diminish feelings you might have of overwhelm in your environment. A lot of people love to pair something like wild orange or lemon with a grounding oil like frankincense or balance, to kind of set the mood for uplifting your emotions and promoting kind of the release of toxins, just that toxic release effect. So we're talking about supporting healthy cell function and anchoring healthy biochemistry with essential oils, and with citrus oils specifically, we see this effect. So we're also promoting that physical and emotional detox. Did you know one single drop of oil has 40 million trillion molecules? These chemical components service every cell of the body in just a matter of minutes. One of the reasons essential oil molecules go cellular so quickly is because they are molecularly dense. So that 40,000 molecules for each cell in our body, approximately. Those are tiny molecules from the chemical compounds in essential oils that can service every cell of the body within minutes. Frankincense is really, really powerful for its neurological benefits. It really can benefit just about every system and area of the body. So that's why it's called the king of oils. And we say, when in doubt, get frankincense out. It is one that has so many benefits for the physical body, the immune system, our digestive health, our mental and emotional health, our nervous system. So people often would say if they had to go to a stranded island and could only take one oil, it would be frankincense, not because it's their favorite smell, but because of the benefits that it has to the body. And this is one that we highly recommend. Because applying one drop of essential oil to your body, that's usually a dose, 1 or 2 drops. you get a systemic benefit within minutes. That just means it affects every area of your body very quickly. So something that's going to affect all these multiple different systems on a regular basis is great to have as a part of your daily routine. Copaiba is another important one, or some say copaiba, like they say in Portuguese, and it comes from Brazil. So it is another really important kind of second runner-up to frankincense in terms of some of the benefits that it has. I think it's tying for a lot of people. I did a little survey in my usage group on Facebook yesterday about people's favorite oil that comes from a tree. So oils can come from lots of different sources. There's about 3,000 different essential oils have been studied so far in the world. And we commercially see about 300 of them in use. So again, there's a lot more to explore there. But frankincense and copaiba both come from trees, from the bark or resin, and oils can come from, of course, the fruit. We talked about citrus. They can come from stems, leaves, flowers, so different parts of the tree. And the ones that come are from the plant, excuse me. Ones that come from trees are often known to have this grounding, calming effect. And so these two are oftentimes people's favorites for helping with things like overwhelm, stress, even toxic load, the inflammatory response of the body when things are overly inflamed. Okay, so kind of think about those types of things, not just on a physical level, but also on an emotional level. All right, so the body is organic. That just means we need tools that are whole and natural. And so the grades and qualities of essential oils, you've probably learned some about. If you were invited to this class or you're watching this on Facebook Live, you've probably learned about this. And there are different grades that determine the effectiveness of oils. So they could be totally synthetic, just like toxic chemical fragrances, usually maybe something like in your lavender laundry detergent. They can be food grade, which are used for extracts and flavorings like spearmint or cinnamon gum or toothpaste. And then there's therapeutic, which could be your spa, massage, aromatherapy, health food store grade oils. Unfortunately, there's unregulated standards and labeling and manufacturing, and that means that the quality is compromised quite often. And when quality is compromised, you're going to get marginal, inconsistent health benefits. And you also might have some contamination. It's not just a matter of it being more diluted, not as potent. There's also a matter of not being pure. And so doTERRA's oils, that's why we choose those of us who are using doTERRA. We believe we've chosen the world's highest quality, and there's a lot of evidence for that. They are beyond organic, verified pure, free of fillers, pesticides, foreign contaminants. There's stringent third-party testing of every batch to ensure that we get the consistent, powerful benefits without harmful side effects. So these are oils that I recommend after a lot of research because I do trust the quality and the grade of the oil, and that will determine the effectiveness of the oil. All right, let's look at how to use essential oils for emotional wellness. Essential oils are dynamic. They provide targeted support for your body physically and emotionally. There's 3 different ways that you can use them. Aromatic, you could inhale or diffuse. This will positively affect mood, also cleanse the air, support your respiratory system. Topically, they will give you localized benefits to areas of need. You want to dilute with fractionated coconut oil or another carrier oil for best results that last longer, that carry the oil deeper. That's why we call it carrier oil, that into the tissue. And that also will help minimize any skin reaction. That's the number one safety concern with essential oils, is that people do see skin reactions. And if you see any redness or irritation, you just apply more carrier oil. It's just your body's way of telling you, hey, I'm having a hard time absorbing this. It's super powerful and super potent. It doesn't mean that you're allergic to it, but usually if you just apply more carrier oil over top of that area topically, it will dissipate very quickly. Internally, you can enjoy some drops in water, in veggie caps, under your tongue. So we'll talk about each of these and give some examples of oils that you can use these 3 different ways. All right, so the power of aroma. We talked about this a little bit. Our sense of smell is 10,000 times more sensitive than any of our other senses. There are actually smell receptors on every organ of the body. So as you inhale an essential oil, these aromatic molecules travel up through the nasal passages, like that diagram showed, to the olfactory bulbs, which is tied to the limbic part of the brain. And smell is the only direct access we have to the amygdala. That's that place where emotional memories and experiences are stored. So aromatic inhalation of pure essential oils can unlock that. And a simple, effective tool is a diffuser, right? So you can get that benefit going in the air around you for hours. We also often wear diffuser jewelry, like I mentioned. I had the little vial. I now have wood and lava beads and different types of little cotton pads and things built within jewelry. And in my daily life, kind of all around me, you can use your hair as a diffuser in a pinch. If you've got long hair, you can put it in your hair and your hair will diffuse the oil. So diffusers come in different forms, but diffusers that actually you can run for an hour or 2 hours, 8, 12, 14 hours, there's different settings on different diffusers. This is really going to give you a long-term benefits if you're trying to boost your mood or energy throughout the day, or if you're trying to promote calm and relaxation at night, you can run a diffuser close to the area where you're breathing and get those benefits for a much longer period of time than just opening a bottle and smelling it. Okay, so that's why we want to use them aromatically. And when we're talking about emotional support, this might be the most important way to use oils. All 3 are really important, but as far as the quickest response, this is probably where you'll see the fastest response when you are dealing with emotions that you want to change. All right, so I mentioned this already. Smell can change moods and memories and ease tension. All right, and serenity, we'll talk a little bit more about each of the oils that are in kind of our mood and emotions blends, but serenity is a great one. We kind of call it lavender on steroids jokingly. It does have lavender, which is known as all things calming, whether it's for the skin or the emotional state. It's very calming. This has other oils that are calming as well, such as marjoram, Roman chamomile, and some of those grounding oils from trees and roots. So serenity is a great blend. A lot of people find that's their kind of go-to gateway oil for dealing with moods and emotions, anxious feelings. Rubbing it right on the chest over the heart area has helped a lot of people I know who are dealing with panicky feelings. Also, it helps a lot of people with sleep issues, applying it topically, putting it in the diffuser. So this is one that is mainly recommended, or really only recommended, to use aromatically or topically. Not all of doTERRA's oils and blends are recommended for internal use. Usually if they, the best way, quickest way to tell if they're recommended for internal use is there will be a supplement fact label. But we'll talk more about that. I just saw that Dr. Hill, who was our chief medical officer, and he now has a different title, but he's one of the founders of doTERRA, and today is doTERRA's 12th birthday. So happy birthday, doTERRA. But I saw that Dr. Hill just posted this. And we are, again, looking at what we're dealing with in our society currently with social distancing. So he was recommending some ways that you can help manage your stress and help manage just during this time of isolation. So talking with friends and family, maintaining your routine when possible, keeping a healthy lifestyle, proper diet, exercise, and sleep. Keep your mind busy with positive activities, using technology, but limiting that to stay connected, and then diffusing your favorite essential oil. So I just really liked this. It summarized it nicely. An oil that we often use aromatically is Breathe, and we think of it for respiratory issues, for seasonal things that come with pollen in the air, for times when we have a cough or a congestion or things like that. And it is great for that. But what's interesting is in Chinese medicine, things that are used to support the respiratory system are used for grief as well, for supporting someone during times of grief. Isn't that interesting? And a lot of studies have shown that there are ways that grief really impacts our respiratory system. it affects how well we breathe. It affects our nasal passages. And we've even heard of the broken heart syndrome that is often tied to respiratory illness and issues that we have with that. So it is interesting to me to see those connections. And so we do have other blends that are specific for different emotions, but I thought that was so interesting when I was researching that respiratory issues are common when dealing with grief. So you might want to think about using something like Breathe. All right, topically, when we use oils, oils are transdermal. So this means that tiny molecules can pass through your skin and go straight into your circulatory system. Applied anywhere on the body, essential oils can penetrate through the cells. And topical application really stimulates self-repair. So when we're talking about the three brains and emotional health, wherever you're holding tension, you can massage an oil into that area for localized support. Some of my favorites for that are past tense or deep blue. Those are great for occasional like head tension or other muscle tightness and tension kind of issues, but emotionally they can be used for discomfort and confusion as well, and helping kind of release tension emotionally. I usually apply over the back of the neck, on the temples, sometimes along the forehead as well. And you'll see here bottoms of the feet, and some essential oils do pass the blood-brain barrier. Those are ones that are high in sesquiterpenes. You can apply over the heart area, inside of wrists. So think about the places that maybe women, your mom told you to apply perfume. That's where the skin is thin and the veins are close to the surface of the skin. So knowing that essential oils are transported through our circulatory system, that makes a lot of sense. Also, fleshy pockets behind the ears, over the stomach, bottoms of the feet are all great areas for topical application. And peppermint is one of our most popular oils for topical application. Here you can see the little sacs that are magnified on a peppermint leaf. That's where the essential oils are stored. Some of you have probably seen that, but I just think it's so interesting to see where they are on the plants. And what peppermint can do is support our focus, help us with things like brain fog, and help increase our stamina, not just physically, but also emotionally. This is a really popular one for a lot of different issues. But if you have peppermint handy, you can take a drop and just inhale it. And it is energizing, it's oxygenating, it supports brain focus, it's invigorating, and it can really help dispel that mental fog. So if you have a drop in your hand, rub your hands together, cup them near your face, and inhale deeply. But just don't touch your eyes, okay? Because it's really strong. If you get it in your eyes, it will hurt. And that could also disrupt your mental fog, I'm just saying, but that's not the preferred method. If you do get essential oils in your eye and you're not experienced with this yet, you might be tempted to try to flush that out with water. Don't do that. That actually intensifies the effect and makes it worse. And what you're going to want to do is use your carrier oil, like coconut oil, olive oil, whatever, plant-based oil you might have in your kitchen is fine, and just flush it out. Some people even use milk if they're in a pinch and can't get to a carrier oil. So just a quick tip on that. All right, and then let's look at internally. So doTERRA's oils, being CPTG, certified pure therapeutic grade, are labeled for dietary use, and often they will have that supplement fact label. Now it's going to show you there's no calories, there's no vitamins, there's no acid. All of that's distilled out of the plant when you have an essential oil. But there are some important chemical reactions that you can get from taking the oils internally. Okay, so that's the third way, and I would not recommend any other brand of essential oils to be taken internally, but I do take, and have for 7 years, taken doTERRA's in water, oftentimes citrus oils, sometimes mint. Those are some of my favorites. I also put oils in smoothies. Sometimes I cook with them. I put them directly under my tongue. Frankincense and copaiba are my standard go-tos to put under my tongue. Or you can put them in a gel capsule, or a veggie cap, I should say. That's a really important way to use them if you don't like the taste or if they're a hot oil, and it could actually damage tissue in your mouth or throat. So if you're in doubt, you could just use a veggie cap. But citrus oils, mint oils, those are good. The herbaceous oils typically are good, but like thyme and oregano happen to be very hot. It's not hot, spicy in the way you would think of with cooking. It's the potency, and they are really, really powerful. Also things like cinnamon and clove, which you would think of as more spicy or hot. So internal consumption does balance our chemical reactions. And I love that doTERRA is putting more and more options into soft gel capsules. Serenity Restful Complex is an example that has lavender, some other flower essences, and also L-theanine, which is a compound from green tea that promotes relaxation. And then ADAPTIV. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about ADAPTIV later, but these are a couple of examples of oils that can affect you positively on the emotional level that are available in gel caps. The great thing about that is you can take them with you. You can travel with them. If you are using veggie caps, you can put a few drops in there, close up the capsule and take it, but you have to take it immediately. You can't just let it sit. The oils will actually dissolve that. And that's another thing. If you're using them in water or smoothies or anything like that, I use glass or stainless steel. You don't want to use plastic. The oils are so powerful, they can leach the chemicals out of the plastic and dissolve through that and then leach those chemicals into whatever you're drinking. So you do not want to use plastic with essential oil consumption. And even the veggie capsules being all natural, the oils will dissolve the veggie capsule. If you ever want to see this in quick action and fascinate your kids, if you have children, put a drop of lemon or another citrus oil on a styrofoam plate and it will eat through it so quickly. So people sometimes are concerned about taking them internally. Well, will that cause damage to me? No, you are organic. You're not made of styrofoam inside, right? So the oils actually can strengthen the mucosal linings. There's been studies showing that, versus what the fear was that they could break it down. That has been refuted. That myth still floats out there. But we do want to take some cautions when we're using them internally, like I said, with hot oils. And so I love that the gel capsules are available in different blends, and more oils are coming out available this way because it is just so much easier for on the go. And also, if you don't like to taste essential oils, then you don't have to. One that is in our top 10 that we talk about a lot for physical benefit, on guard for seasonal threats, is also protective emotionally. So it protects the body physically, but emotionally it can also protect against environmental threats and promote emotional boundaries and kind of really help with feelings of vulnerability. Okay, so that's something I wanted to mention a few from our top 10 because a lot of you probably have those oils that you've gotten for essential oil usage topically or internally or aromatically, but you wanted those physical benefits. And so you might already have those around. And I wanted to kind of point out using some of those first before we get into our emotional blends, because you can get a powerful response from the oils you already have. If you started out with a starter kit or a handful of oils, that's a small sampling of the power that essential oils have for maintaining both physical and emotional well-being. But we do have over 100 essential oils and blends, and they have both emotional and physical benefits. And we do have a lot of options specifically for emotional benefit, which we're going to talk about. So what do you want to plant? So when you're looking at, well, how do I know which oil to use? You kind of want to pick an oil that speaks to you, and that sounds really abstract. It just means that you're drawn to. It's pleasing to you. You smell it and you just love it. And maybe even journal your feelings throughout the day. Maybe you want to try using a certain oil all day and just kind of jot down how you're feeling, see how you respond. And it might change from day to day or week to week or month to month or year to year. You may have a favorite that you think you'll just never get over being your favorite oil, but your body chemistry is changing. You might need different things from day to day or week to week, or what was your favorite oil last year may not be next year, may not be the one that your body needs the most. And your body will kind of tell you by that pleasing aroma, the oils that you're drawn to. Some nourishment tips here, how you're going to nourish yourself along with using your oils. Increase your hydration. This is huge for your overall health, physically and emotionally. Increase your exercise and movement. And it might be hard to find the motivation. Maybe you need some Motivate oil, but you will feel better after getting yourself out and moving. Resting, getting proper rest, maybe meditation. We'll talk a little bit about that later. And eating clean, really trying to get as much whole, natural food into your body as possible. It will make you so much happier. You will feel so much better. It's hard though, right? Maybe you need an accountability partner to help you stay on track with this. Maybe you need to sign up for something like Whole30, so it's easy to get the meals laid out for you and you don't have to put a lot of thought into it. Maybe you need to just give yourself a reward for, eating a certain amount of fruits and vegetables before you can have your coffee, having a certain amount of water, or before you can have your dessert that you wait all week so you can have it on Saturday night. That's your splurge for the week, but you have to get a certain amount of fruits and vegetables. So kind of building in some of those things to increase your motivation and give yourself a goal. Now let's talk about our foundational cellular support for our 3 brains. This is doTERRA's #1 selling product. It's daily support with minerals, micronutrients, healthy fats. Essential oils are included, which enhances the absorption of the nutritional components on the cellular level. And so this is our LLV, Lifelong Vitality Pack. And if you're watching live, you know that we have an awesome, awesome deal on this today in the version. So these are the bottles. We also have a version that comes in little sachets, little packets with 2 of each of these in each packet. Makes it so easy to travel with, to share with friends, to take with you on the go, or just to keep it easy and convenient. So you're not having to open 3 bottles. You just tear open this little packet and you get 3 free essential oils with that. You can also, if you're ordering on a monthly order with the LLV, you can get other supplements discounted, greatly discounted, 50% off or so on some other supplements that we have that are specific for targeting your discomfort, your wellness in your digestive tract. Okay, so there's some other supplements like probiotics that you can add to that at a huge discount. So as we discussed earlier, the gut, brain, and heart health are interconnected, and essential oils are most effective when combined with good nutrition, good digestive health, and proper circulation. They work together, they work best in that environment, okay? So it's really important to note. A lot of people do come to essential oils hoping for a quick fix, but if your gut is messed up, your nutrition has lots of gaps in it, your digestion is all over the place, you're probably not going to get the same benefit. You might get some benefit. Maybe that'll encourage you to clean up those other areas if you see a little bit of benefit. But the people consistently who see the best results with essential oils are taking care of these lifestyle areas as well. All right, so this is a daily supplement trio. It lays a really strong foundation for your physical and emotional health. And just ask, and if you use LLV and you're here live, comment please on how it has helped you, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. We have so many testimonials of this with people who are dealing with sadness on a regular basis, dealing with stress and overwhelm, not sleeping well, getting sick a lot, their immune system not doing well. And this alone has helped so much with aches and with energy, with focus. So you just type in your comments. If that's you, I would love for you to type in what has helped you, how you've benefited, what you've seen with results of using LLV. This is your again, minerals, micronutrients, healthy fats. They support your 3 brains on a daily basis so that you feel good emotionally and physically. So just a few of the ingredients or benefits here. I'll hit a few highlights. 9 essential oils, your omega fatty acids, which support brain nourishment, heart and healthy circulatory system, digestive function. 90% of the oil in herbs and other supplements are dehydrated. So when you take those vitamins, your body can't absorb the nutrients well because it's missing key components of the essential oils. So unless you're putting the oil back into your supplement, sometimes you're just wasting money. And so I love that the essential oils are incorporated here. You have an alpha CRS potent antioxidants that promote chemical communication in your cellular pathways. And then Microplex is your vitamin and mineral supplement. So you're getting those optimal levels of micronutrients that you're probably missing in your diet. Even if you have a really clean, healthy diet and eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, our soils deplete of minerals. There's so many things that we just can't get daily, year-round that our bodies really need. Gut cleansing is also imperative for restoring clear thinking and improving your mood. All right, so digestive function is scientifically linked to mood. We've kind of established that, right? So regular cleansing of the gut will help restore healthy physical functions, but it is also necessary for clear thinking and mood management. Low digestive function has scientifically been linked with low moods. Okay, so remember, 90% of your body's serotonin, that feel good, happy chemical component, is produced in the gut. PB Assist, you see here, that's prebiotics and probiotics to help sustain healthy colonies of microflora, good bacteria in the gut. This helps to foster nutrient uptake, energy metabolism, immune system in your GI tract. Terrazyme is my favorite, other than the LLV. I take this every single day. This is digestive enzymes, and it supports conversion of food to cellular energy. It also promotes healthy production of metabolic enzymes. It helps break down fats, sugars, carbs better so your body can utilize the nutrients and get rid of what it doesn't need faster. Okay, so GX Assist is part of our cleanse system. This is a natural but powerful cleanse of the GI tract. And then lemon oil and Zendocrine detoxification blend are a couple of examples that help support the body's natural ability to cleanse itself. That's a lot of information, right? I've covered a lot quickly here. Take a moment, kind of breathe. I've got more to cover, and I know it's been 50 minutes, so sorry. We're going to keep going. Just close your eyes, maybe inhale deeply for a moment, and then exhale. Okay, we're going to keep going. And maybe you identified a weed earlier that you want to remove so that you can create a place for new growth. Maybe you haven't yet, but maybe at this point, just ask yourself, what do I need to plant? That could be a new belief, a new relationship, a new habit. So this is something that you might want to consider, cleansing your gut to help cleanse your mind and weed out those things too. Moment by moment support is important. I like this quote: you fill a bucket drop it by drop, you clear your mind thought by thought, you heal yourself moment by moment. Okay, so we're going to look at some specific support. These are called our mood matrix blends or mood support blends. Serenity, I mentioned, calming, reassuring, consoling. So you can see the emotion on the left that you might want to support or do away with, and what the oil does for you. So you're feeling fatigued or you need better rest, Serenity and Citrus Bliss are great options. If you're upset or not sleeping well, Serenity and Balance are great options. We talked a little about those. Citrus Bliss is one of the first oils I got. And when I opened it the first time, I laughed out loud. I've never had that response to anything I've smelled before or since. And it's one that I still diffuse. I just diffused it right before starting this class in the room that I'm sitting in. And it was so funny to me. I thought that was some kind of a weird response or fluke. So I put the lid back on, set it on my counter, came back later, opened it, and it did it again. I just laughed out loud. It just like this joy bubbled out of me. I couldn't even control it. So this is still one of my favorites when I need invigorating, motivating, or energizing. I don't laugh out loud when I smell it anymore. I'm very used to the smell now, but it is my happy blend. If you're feeling apathetic, Elevation or Citrus Bliss are good options. Now, Elevation, this is an important one. It has Melissa. It has some other great oils in it that are amazing for helping you when you're feeling hopeless, withdrawn, or you're despairing. It has benefits to helping you feel inspired, encouraged, and uplifted. And so some of this might have sounded silly or hokey before we went through all the stuff about the three brains and serotonin and those different things. You kind of needed that foundation before you might have even been willing to accept or believe that essential oils could actually help you with these types of feelings, right? So these are kind of our 4 standard mood blends that have been around for many years with doTERRA. Then they released this emotional aromatherapy set a few years ago. And this is targeted towards some of these feelings that you see on this wheel: discontented, sad, hurt, grieving, worried, gloomy, distressed. So there's these different blends: motivate, cheer, passion, forgive, console, and peace, that are meant to help you when you're feeling these specific things. And this wheel is really helpful. We'll look at that closer. to help you decide what to use. So it's available in 5 milliliter bottles, so you can diffuse those, or the rollers are great because it's already diluted with fractionated coconut oil and has a roller top so that you can apply that topically. It's really convenient. Here's that wheel. So even if you don't have these specific oil blends yet, just look at the different categories here. Citrus oils help with you feeling discouraged, gloomy, distressed. So maybe all you have is lemon. That's great. Start diffusing it. Start using it regularly, applying it topically, taking it internally. Maybe you struggle more with feeling bitter or angry. So herbs and grasses, those are great oils to look towards. So just kind of look at these different categories and see, what am I struggling with today or lately? And oh, I don't have console, but I have some tree oils. I have balance. I have frankincense. I have vetiver, different oils that come from bark or roots or tree sources. So I'm kind of looking to that as far as what you would most benefit from, even if you don't have these blends yet. Although these blends are beautiful, they're wonderful to support you emotionally. That's what they were developed for. All right, so how to choose a blend. So we're always changing. If you were ready to kind of identify an emotion that you're feeling in the wheel, like I said, you can select a corresponding essential oil. But essential oil chemistry is very complex, and each person is unique in their response. And you might be unique from day to day in your own response. So it will be something that changes, but you will also find patterns, things that help you consistently when you are feeling a certain way. And when you're looking at how to use the oils, you'll see on different websites and resource books and things, A, T, and I typically, so aromatically topical internal, but also sometimes you'll see N, which means you can use it without diluting it, and S, which means you really have to dilute that for sensitive or young skin or really anybody. I always just say, when in doubt, dilute. You can't go wrong by diluting. It doesn't actually dilute the effectiveness. It just helps your body to accept it better without irritation. And also it makes your essential oil last longer. It's still very effective diluted. All right, so I am gonna skip through some of what I was gonna say about this and just keep going for the sake of time. All right, let's look at each of those different blends in the emotional aromatherapy kit. Cheer, uplifting blend. Check out, how you can use this and some of the benefits it counteracts emotions of feeling down, blue, or low, promotes cheerfulness and happiness. I'm also going to show some diffuser recipes. So if you're watching live or you're watching the recording, maybe take a quick screenshot or picture. These are some great diffuser blends. I'm going to give you some diffuser blends for each one of the emotional aromatherapy support blends. And I won't spend much time talking about any of them because we're going to go through quickly just so you can get some ideas of what combines well and maybe find your new favorite diffuser blend. Console, this is for promoting feelings of comfort and hope, counteracts negative emotions of grief, sadness, and hopelessness. A good one to apply over the heart, good one to diffuse. I really like Console with bergamot or bergamot, depending on who you listen to, pronounce that differently. All right, here's some diffuser blends. Motivate, great for instilling feelings of confidence, courage, and belief, and counteracting doubt, pessimism, and cynicism. If you have a testimonial using any of these, go ahead and share that. Motivate with some extra citrus is great for helping you get up and go. Or with balance, great for getting things done. So you can see there's a lot of citrus added to some of these blends for motivation. Forgive, counteracts emotions of anger and guilt and promotes contentment, relief, and patience. Here are some diffuser blends with Forgive. Passion, ignites feelings of excitement, passion, and joy, counteracts feelings of boredom and disinterest. And here are some great diffuser blends. Now, a lot of times these diffuser blends you could also combine in a roller. Depending on the size of the roller, you might want more drops of the oil, but then just top it off with your carrier oil and apply it topically. Peace. Promotes feelings of peace, of course, reassurance and contentment, counteracts anxious and fearful emotions. A lot of people love this for their children at nighttime, or for any time that you're having trouble relaxing or calming down, or calming those thoughts that race at night that might keep you from getting into a state where you can breathe deeply and rest and sleep. Here are some diffuser blends, or again, roller blends if you want to combine them in a roller. And a little bit about emotional support for children. Often they need emotional support as well. And you might be wondering, are these things appropriate for children as well? Yes, many of them are, but we do have some specific supplements for children, especially if they aren't to the point where they can swallow pills, or if you're just not sure they're ready for that amount of the nutrients in our supplements for adults. We do have chewable vitamins, the fish oil and IQ Mega, also enhanced with essential oils, probiotics for kids. Lavender and Balance are great ones for kids as well. Actually combining the two of those, either Lavender and Balance or Serenity and Balance, we often kind of jokingly call that the Oscar the Grouch blend, to help with the grouchy feelings. And kids understand that too. And so they're often real open to using essential oils. And their intuition will tell them which oils they're drawn to and which ones they like. So let them experiment a little. We do also have the kids collection. Some of these blends are really designed for emotional support, like Brave and Steady. Some of them are designed calmer, for like calming and promoting sleep and those types of things. Thinker for mental support and clearing brain fog and helping with concentration. I love some of these myself. I really like Thinker and Brave personally. Tamer is great for digestive support, especially for those who do not like the smell of fennel and anise. My youngest son loves Tamer. He always saw that Digest Zen worked really well for his stomach issues, but he loves Tamer so much more because he's a big, big fan of spearmint. So these come in the 10 milliliter roll-ons, and there is a kit that comes with these carabiners and little flashcards to help kids get into using them, and kids love this set. So that's a great option for children too. Here is a blend for anxious child support. 4 drops apiece in the diffuser, and then rolling Steady and Brave on the inside wrists of wrists and elbows. So those are great places to apply these. Thought you'd like this little recipe for children. Last but not least, let's talk briefly about our adaptive system. This is fairly new, and these are powerful tools that are meant to help promote mental and emotional health. There has been a clinical trial. Lots of people participated, and they did a lot of different types of studies, 500 hours dedicated to this, a lot of surveys collected, and they found some amazing results with helping people deal with stress and overwhelm, helping people get into a state of relaxation better. The data is still coming out on this, so be watching doTERRA's page for this, but really encouraging results came from this new blend, Adaptive, that was really designed to help with some of these specific issues, bringing tranquility, calm, and confidence, reducing stress, uneasiness, tension, and worry. These are some of the results that people reported, and helping with acclimation to new surroundings. So if you're in a time of transition, this is really helpful as well. The capsules, they combine the soothing benefits of specifically selected oils with botanicals. And so this is a supportive and relaxing formula that helps empower and encourage when adapting to stressful situations, acclimating to new surroundings. And then the blend that's in the capsules is really such a great tool for everyday tension, anxious feelings, uneasiness, worry. You can get the capsules by themselves. I think that's maybe $10 or so less than what you see here, or you can get them for $45, and there's a subscription to the Adaptive app that comes with that, which I'll talk about in a moment. So this is an enrollment kit if you're new and you're looking at what could I use if I'm specifically wanting to get these benefits. I love today's special, but it is only today, April 25th, the LLV special that comes with the free oils. You could add that on to this. The adaptive enrollment kit does come with the membership to doTERRA for a year, which gives you 25% off retail. So you have a wholesale pricing, and then a year's subscription to this adaptive app, which I'll get into in a moment too, as well as the 15 milliliter straight oil, the 10 milliliter diluted topical application roller blend, and the capsules. Okay, so that is $150, and that comes with all of that. The adaptive system, what's inside. So in the oil blends, you've got lavender, magnolia, magnolia, neroli, sweet gum, wild orange, spearmint, copaiba, and rosemary. You can apply topically to wrists and neck. You can diffuse. A lot of people love to combine it with Epsom salts, a little baking soda, and carrier oil, put it in the bathtub. And then the supplement capsule, of course, is for internal use. It has lavender, coriander, wild orange, fennel. And then you see these other ingredients in bold. These are the botanical extracts that are super powerful for affecting emotional and mental health. And you can do a little bit of research on those ingredients. I won't get into all the details in my notes since we're running kind of long here. But the app, you can get a free 7-day trial of this if you get it apart from the system, or if you're still deciding if you would want it. What it has is guided meditation, daily journals, biofeedback metrics, all designed, again, to help with mental and emotional health, and giving you the help that you might need for good habits, just developing good habits that will help you as you are working toward achieving better emotional and mental health. So check that out. I won't go in depth on that. Maybe we'll do a separate class or mini class on just the adaptive system at some point, so that you can understand what the app is more about. I did get the 7-day free trial, so I was able to play around with it, and it has some really neat features. The smartest way to buy, if you are purchasing, whether you're signing up as a new member or you're already a member, don't forget the loyalty rewards is the smartest way. You get rewarded for that loyalty with a monthly order. You can change what's in that every single month. But if you're looking to really support your lifestyle and get the emotional and mental health benefits that this class has been about, you're going to need to replace things monthly. You're going to need to be on supplements that you'll use up monthly. You'll need to be getting your oils regularly. So what I do personally, I get my supplements, I pay for those, but then I wait and accrue my points. I'm at the 30% level. So every time I purchase, I get 30% back, and I accrue those points. And that's how I get most of my oils. My oils last longer for the most part, because I might be using a drop or two at a time, and that's a dose. Well, a 15 milliliter bottle has about 250 drops. So that's going to last a while. I'm going to use my supplements. They're more consumable on a monthly basis, but you get a percentage of free product credits. You get your shipping that you pay back in points. You can change it at any time. You can cancel if you need to, but you'll receive a free oil of the month, some different discounts and benefits on top of your 25% off that you get by being involved in this. So if you don't know about it, ask the person who introduced you to explain more about it so you can really buy the smartest way. Some recommended resources. I promised you I'd give you some resources here. doTERRA's Daily Drop app is really great. It's got a lot of different features and functions, and it's free. Okay, so I want to make sure you know about some free resources that you have available to you. This is through doTERRA. They also have a lot of education on YouTube, on social media, things like that. But what I like about this that I wanted to point out specifically is the Determine Your Mood part of the app, and you will find that by clicking on those 3 lines at the top. This helps you to try out the mood matrix. It's got 18 different emotions to choose from. You can rank how you're feeling on a scale of 0 to 5 with each of those emotions. And then it's customized, and it'll give you oils that it suggests that you start using or that you need to use right now. So again, your emotions change regularly, and this will help you. It does tell you the emotional aromatherapy oils and mood oil blends specifically. But again, if you look up that emotional aromatherapy wheel, you'll be able to determine, well, maybe I don't have that oil yet, but I do have a mint oil, and that's what I'm needing the benefit of. So you can kind of determine your mood and determine which oils would be best to improve your emotional wellness. The Emotions and Essential Oils book. They also have an app now. So I just did a screenshot to show you kind of an example. You can look up different feelings there and it'll tell you which oils and supplements are best for you. In the book, each oil has a page and it tells you the emotional benefits and reactions specifically that your body can have to that essential oil in the emotional realm. We have a lot of resources for physical health. So this is one that's specific for emotional well-being. Dr. Daniel is a doctor of psychology. You can follow her on Instagram or Facebook. She got her PhD recently. She did her dissertation on I don't know if I can say that. I'm going to say it anyway. Post-traumatic stress disorder and essential oils and aromatherapy specifically. So she's got online training courses. They're not available yet. They all say sold out. And these are courses that this is all fairly new because she just got her doctorate, but she will have some great courses. This would really be more designed for clinicians. So if that is your field, you will definitely love following her and seeing what training courses she'll have available. These courses won't be cheap. They'll be like $500 or something. So, but it is something, if this is your area of practice, that you might want to look into when she has that available. Also, just following her on social media, you will see her do little talks, live videos, talking about supporting the brain. And her website is brainessentials.com. She has a book coming out, Mental Health and Aromatherapy. This is going to be good. You can pre-order it now. And this is specifically about PTSD, and that's what she did her dissertation on. I just would caution you, if you are not yet a member of doTERRA, please do not sign up on her website. Don't purchase anything from her website other than her book, because that would connect you to her instead of to the person who introduced you to oils. And we can all still support you in this journey toward better emotional and mental health. You don't need to buy any doTERRA products off of her website. Okay, so I'm going to recommend her website with that caveat, but you'll get more live, up-to-date resources by following her on social media. She is a wealth of knowledge and she's just a joy to listen to. She's so happy. So you'll really enjoy following Dr. Danielle. All right, for me personally, I just wanted to end by sharing, this is my hope, my living hope, and this is where I choose to meditate. So when we talk about meditation, for me personally, it's important that I meditate on truth. So these are some things I just wanted to close with, that what I put my hope in is the abiding in the love that God has for me, and keeping my heart, because I know that that's where life springs from. And so also just clinging to scriptures, like God gave us a spirit of fear, God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. These have helped me through times when I've been struggling with fear. Trusting the Lord, not leaning on my own understanding, but acknowledging Him and knowing that He is the comforter. He is the one who gives hope, and He encourages us to rejoice with each other when we see someone rejoicing, weep with those who weep. And these are just some verses that I picked out that really encapsulated what I wanted to say about emotional health and where I choose to meditate and where I find my hope, because that is important to me to relay. I don't know where you find your hope, but these are frightening, scary, uncertain times. And I wanted to let you know that this is something I'd be glad to talk with you more about if you are looking for where you place your hope and you're feeling some of these scared, disconnected emotions. I would be happy to pray with you and pray for you. So please reach out to me if that's a way that I can support you. All right, my next class is coming up on Tuesday. I'm going to do a DIY demo. I haven't totally decided what I'm going to show you how to make. So if you have any requests, let me know, or suggestions or things you would like to see me make. I'm going to do that in the middle of the afternoon. It's just going to be easier to use my kitchen space during that time. So it'll be recorded if you're not able to join live, but I'll do a little demo. I like to do DIY classes and obviously can't do that right now with everything closed down. So I'm just going to do a demo from my house and show you how to make some household things. And yeah, we'll just see. Even roller blends, maybe you've never made one before and you're intimidated by that. It's super easy. I'll show you some of my tips and tricks for that and some of the things that I use around my home and in my life that you can make so inexpensively and so effectively with essential oils. All right, with that, I just encourage you to take courage, find hope, and pass on hope. We need more hope in this world. We need to encourage each other and be there for each other and instill hope and fix our minds on those things that are positive and uplifting, and take care of our hearts and our brains and those three brain pathways. And one of the ways that we can do that is not immersing ourselves in negativity, not letting ourselves go to those dark places that bring us down, but instead finding hope. And again, if that's something I can help you find, I would be honored to do that. Okay, friends, thank you again for joining me. And I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. Enjoy your weekend here. I know it kind of feels like every day's Saturday or no day is Saturday, right? Depending on your circumstance right now. But I appreciate spending this time with you. I'm going to end the recording. I'm going to check to see what questions I have for those who stuck with me for this almost hour and 15 minutes. Thank you so, so much. I knew this was a loaded topic. And I feel like, again, I barely scratched the surface. It was the tip of the iceberg with some of the science and things, but go explore and learn more. And I hope that you did find this encouraging and that you are just instilled with a new sense of hope. Right, let me end the recording. Thanks if you're watching the recording. Reach out to me if you need any support.